Hello, welcome back to this thing that's sent to try me. Well, good news, bad news. Good news, my new t-shirt arrived today. Broken Rovers and Shattered Dreams. Does it get more appropriate to this channel than this? First of all, a little point of order, I forgot to include some footage in the last video of this car. How is it here? Where is the Alpha? What happened there? There's a little story as to how that happened and how I basically had to make space for this car to be here by something else not being here. And let's watch that now. So now the Rover of Doom is leaving its parking space of despair. Please start. Hopefully leaving its parking space of despair and bringing up the property values around it. This Alpha is going away for a week to get the welding finished on the strut tops, brakes sorted out and an MOT, so I've got a space in the drive for a few days. Okay, so that brings us up to speed as to how there's a Rover on my drive and an Alpha not on my drive. I'm probably acquiring a big bill as we speak. So, in a few minutes, I'm expecting the arrival of someone you guys know as Nitro Silver, the Rover Whisperer, who's going to give me a hand fitting my hood frame on the back of this car, which will be a good thing because I can actually put the hood up and it'll not be quite so exposed to the elements. But then, typically, this car was this car, and I just went to move it forward, nice and simple, so I can start preparing the easy bits and pieces, so it's a nice, quick and easy job for him to help me out. And guess what? It wouldn't start. Crank, 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 wouldn't go. I noticed this earth strap here was boiling hot, so I thought, I know, I'll just clean this connection here. So I unbolted it, heard lots of clicks and buzzes, cleaned it all up, bolted it back on again, and then the remote release wouldn't work. Great. Did it on the key a couple of times. And then what do we get? The beep 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 of the immobilizer of doom. So that was making me very happy indeed. But fortunately, after leaving it for 5 minutes, then disconnecting and reconnecting the battery, the immobilizer has gone off again. I was on the verge of setting fire to it at that point. But it's still just cranking and cranking. So I've just, instead of preparing for Nitro Silver's arrival to do my roof, I'm now troubleshooting why it won't start. And this is very black, but not very petrol-y. Doesn't really smell of petrol at all, so I suspect either the fuse, the relay or the fuel pump has just died on me. Great. So yeah, that's all good news. So also these plugs look pretty tired, so I need a new set of plugs in it. I'll return to the car not starting in a minute. First of all, I'll start off with the easiest thing on this entire project, undoing these 3 bolts here. Slacken them for the moment. I'll need to move the seat forward, that's helpful. Glad I got this thing. I did pop down to Halfords to get a new M40 star bit because I have a 30 and a 50 but not a 40 that would fit onto this thing and give it some proper welly. Now the tricky thing is this bit of string down here which is not connected to anything. Okay, that's no longer a tricky thing. Because there's a little wire hook on the bottom of that which has to hook into something at the bottom. We can come back to that. Not the best. Then there's a tiny circlip which is just begging to fall into the bodywork of the car, never to be seen again. It was a proper unlucky Alf moment. I was just thinking to myself, this one's really putting up a fight, I bet I'm going to drop this. And I dropped it. So here, underneath the weather strip, which I've just taken off, are a number of Torx bitted screws which are corroded until they look like they've been on the Titanic. So this may or may not scupper putting this back on. That's the guard dog going at it.
It's just going to round off
this round. And so whacking it with a hammer as well, just to free them off the threads.
Yeah, have you got an impact driver?
With every strike of the hammer, this car becomes more like a Lotus. It gets lighter and lighter. The situation has now deteriorated. So the Torx bolt things are beyond redemption. So it's a matter of attacking the things, tearing them out with a drill now. Oi! Right.
So then we'll have to drill out the sensors of those.
Yeah.
And re-tap it.
Yeah. Right, now, I think there are 2 screws inside the bodywork, but we can't get to it because the roof's down.
Where are we looking?
Somewhere in here, underneath this bit. The front will fall off. Oh wow! Right, solves that. Where the bracket has completely just rotted to nothing. The worst. Oh, it's Velcroed, okay. That's helpful.
Okay, yeah.
Ideally you want to try and save the outer skin because they sold me a hood with the outer skin removed. So, oh, it's got a bloody great hole in it already. Oh, great. Okay, so forget the outer skin.
This is gone here.
Yeah.
And here.
This is gaffer taped over here and it's also split completely around the back of the glass.
I think it's rotted.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now this, we believe, is like a dehumidifier type thing. Those gel type crystal jobs. I'm going to say that didn't work. So, 2 drill bits and a hammer. We still can't get this one blooming Phillips head screw out, which is all that's stopping us from getting the entire hood mechanism off now, released free.
5-minute job.
Yeah, 5-minute job as always. These are the other 5-minute jobs around the back. Free of everything. Oh, the strappy thing. Okay, that you should be able to reach down and just unhook. It's like a wire U-shaped hook.
Oh yeah. Got it.
Cool. Right, let's see if this thing does actually come apart after all this. So, oh, there's more gaffer tape on here. This is not going to work, is it? That's knackered.
That's landfill.
There's not even any way of recovering the outer skin off this.
Oh wow.
Oh my god. Well, there's no point in trying to save the outer skin off this.
Have it. Look at that.
This is, this is gone. This is so gone, it's not even funny. Yeah. No, now getting ill off it. The only thing worth saving on here is that rear window, which is zipped in.
Everything is missed.
Well, someone might want it. So this is where the old one lived. I should probably get a vacuum cleaner.
That is there's no rust on your rear deck, is there?
No, it's funny, isn't it? It's all really quite solid.
Staining,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
It's very odd. I wonder if the rust has gotten into just the hood itself and then
It's probably one of those parts that's just blown over black in the factory.
Yeah.
It never gets any rust treatment and then disappears.
Oh, cool. Oh, is that more rust?
That wasn't so good.
What was that?
Carefully decanted loads of rust into your cardboard box and then spilt it into your boot.
Now we can empty the roof into the bin. No, look, that's my standard welding straight from the factory. And as James just said, no seam sealer, but hardly any rust at all.
It's just staining, isn't it?
Yeah. TV magic goes the good one. Oh, stuck. Now, what is where? Good enough. Easy. And there are 3 big Torx head bolts. Trunnion-y bar thing push through. Hey!
With a spin actuator.
If you want to put it that way, yes. Trying to circle it. Yeah. And mine is somewhere in there though.
Wow. Yeah.
That's never coming out.
God damn it! How do they expect you to get that in there?
I don't know.
You might have to do this because I can't.
Oh yeah. I'll just leave it off for the time being, and I'll keep it somewhere safe. Because
I've left it with its.
yeah.
Are you just going for mid-range on this, and you'll adjust it afterwards?
Exactly. I don't think I'll be keeping this one, to be honest. This has not got a skin on it, or it's going to come off out of trimmers, and the trimmer's going to have to put a new one on.
Yeah, I'm not going mega tight.
I've loosened off the pump, so this should be manually doable. Ooh, exciting. Oh, look at that.
It looks almost like a car.
It does, doesn't it? We do need those little metal penny things we just struggled with.
Right, good job we didn't.
I didn't ring.
Fuck 'em up
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, any more than we actually did.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Wow, that's all right.
Right, so the window presumably zips onto that bit.
It does, yeah. And there's some wires, tensioning wires that go through as well. Let's see if we can unzip this from here. Oops. Or has this been glued already by someone? Oh, good. Well, we're so close to getting the screen out of here. This back screen is actually quite good, but it's of course gone all Rover on us and it won't come undone. So we've now got a functioning roof. Well, sort of, although it's only the inner cover and quite nice headlining, but obviously no back screen because that's over there, stuck in there, and the outer cover, which I thought was going to be good, is complete junk. I eventually freed off this back panel, but looking at it, it is so rusty, and the fabric around the window isn't that special either, so I guess I'm in the market for a new window. In fact, the entire new roof, forget the window, everything, the whole bit, everything, all of it. So now we're trying to troubleshoot why the car won't start, and starting with the easiest one, trying to get through this little access hatch under the boot floor to get to the fuel pump in the top of the fuel tank to see if there's any voltage getting to that and see if that's what's at fault. I do like this whole method of getting someone else to do the work while I film. It makes life so much easier.
We haven't talked about my bill.
Ah, I gave you a cup of tea, didn't I? It does look like it is a fuel tank, doesn't it? Or does it?
Should we drill a hole in it?
See if we can sniff it. No, because the drill bits are all dead.
Right, in which case, swing and a miss. So where's that go? That's ABS sensor.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah. This is what I was trying to do to get into the boot, but obviously you can't do that. I'm putting the seats down first in order to get into the boot. So the trick is to lever the screwdriver back very hard indeed.
The only thing is that, I mean, that's come from the hood. But
yeah. Well, there's no fuel tank under here either. No fuel pump. Just lots of rust off the hood. At least I can hoover this out now. Ah, that's frustrating. So no idea where the fuel pump actually is. And maybe I can find that clip as well.
Okay. Yeah.
While I'm looking underneath there. So, looking at this in the cold light of day, I say cold, it's not even 9 o'clock yet already, it's actually painful to be outside. What have we got? Well, we've got a roof which actually functions really well, although it doesn't actually have any kind of outer skin on it, so there's no weatherproofing. Great. We have a car which will no longer start. Great. So, let's have a quick analysis of where we are at now. This hood is what I was hoping to reuse the outer skin from, but when it was down, the bits I could see look quite good, but this is just dissolving. There's literally nothing worth saving. There's literally nothing worth saving on this. I thought about trying to take the cover off and just sort of laying it over there to give some weather protection, but it's just going to do more harm than good. So this will go basically. Actually, the headlining, so the inner headlining isn't too bad, but it's just too much aggro to take it out. That's all bad. So this inner insulation lining is good. The headlining on this roof is actually excellent, so that will take a little bit of a clean up, but then will look beautiful, so that's all good. The rear parcel shelf is good, apart from a bit of staining. I will put some, not under seal, but rust proof paint, I forget the name of it off the top of my head for a second, in here to make that nice. Oops, we do have a good rear window, but this rear metal strip is quite rusty. I may see if I can get that off and refinish that, but if I get a complete roof with a nice one of them, then I won't need to, so I'll wait and see. I do need to drill out the holes in the back of here so that I can get the roof back on. All good news, lots of fun. And of course, need to diagnose why the car won't start. Talking online last night with someone who knows a lot about these cars, the three possibilities which we kind of guessed would be the fuel tank, which we couldn't find, the relay, which we couldn't find, or the crank position sensor. And it seems very likely, or most likely in fact, it is the crank position sensor. These have got no diagnostic port that actually gives any useful information, so you've got to take the parts off, test them, or change them to get any kind of result. So, great. At least the crank position sensor is cheap and easy to find, so I'll go with changing that one first. Meantime, I need to go and find a roof cover, because that's going to be pivotal to making this thing work. Fill in that other hole at the back still, and get an MOT on this thing, see if it actually is drivable, or if I'm just wasting my time on this old wreck. Anyway, thank you for watching. A massive thank you to Nitro Silver for helping with a bit of the heavy lifting last night, hoiking this roof onto the car. Find a link to his channel down below, many Rovers on there. If you've enjoyed this, please hit like, please hit subscribe as always, grab a sticker, makes your car look awesome, and I'll see you again next time.